Hello everyone. It's Thursday morning, it's the 1st of August, and we are going to Manchester tomorrow. We're going to spend there a bit more than a week. I have a conference there next week, and so we are going having a little bit of a break, family vacation slash conference, and I thought I will make a little vlog out of it. So I'll just tell you what I'm gonna bring with me and that kind of thing. This is the only book I'm bringing with me. It's All That She Carried by Tiya Miles. I'm kind of low-key reading through the long list for the Women's Prize for Nonfiction. And this one I have chosen to take with me because I think I will like it, but I don't think I will love it enough to need to keep it. And that's kind of the kind of books that I bring with me on holidays so that I can leave them there and I can bring back other things. So yeah, this is my pick to bring with me to Manchester. I'm only bringing one book because I think I'm gonna be busy, and I also have a bunch of ebooks in my phone, so in case of need I can always pick up my ebooks. I am currently reading Eva Sleeps by something Melandri, I think. I'll put it here. But yeah, that's a book I'm currently reading in ebook. I'm about halfway through, a little bit more than halfway through. So I'll probably finish that. I'm hoping to finish this as well. And I might pick up some other books when I'm there, so I might read those ones if I'm in the mood to read more physical books. But this one is around 300 pages. Yeah, 304. These are all notes, so I think it should last me about a week. And we're going for 10 days, so it should be fine. Yeah, that's my update. We're going to Manchester. Hello everyone. It's probably going to be very bad quality, but it's the only moment I had to update because we are sharing a room, so I never have a moment in which I can just record. But yeah, it's Tuesday today, Tuesday evening. So we arrived in Manchester on Friday morning. We were just exploring Manchester a bit on Friday, and then on Saturday we went to Liverpool. We went to the Liverpool Stadium mostly, but also we went for a walk in around the city, and it was very nice. The weather was very nice, and then there were some people that were starting riots around the city center, which was not so nice. By the time we left, there was so much police in the city center. It was crazy. We didn't know what was going on until after we came back to the hotel in Manchester, and it was kind of scary, to be honest. it was kind of scary. It is kind of scary, everything that is happening in the UK right now. But yeah, I'm hoping that it's kind of dying down a little bit. Let's just hope that's the case. But yeah, that's what's happening. And then Monday and Tuesday I was in the conference. The conference is finishing on Thursday morning, quite early in the morning, so we will still have a few days. And I have been reading quite a lot because, yeah, of course, when Alex is sleeping, everything has to be dark in the room, and so the only thing I can do is like read on my phone. And so I have finished quite a lot of ebooks. I have finished Eva Sleeps. I was about 70% of the way through when we first came, and I have finished that, and I enjoyed it more than I expected, to be honest. At the beginning I was a bit unsure because it's very based on the family dynamics of Eva, who is like the daughter of a single mother, and the dynamics with this other man that her mom dates for a long time, and all her own dynamics within her life. And those kind of messy things I have read a lot of, so I was not super interested. But this is set in like, I think, 1940s in South Tyrol, and it's kind of a time which they were grappling with independence. They became part of Italy, which didn't make a lot of sense for them. A lot of them speak German, and they did identify with the Austro-Hungarian Empire, but then when that went down, they kind of had to redefine themselves, and it deals a lot with that, which was a very interesting thing that I was not expecting from this book. I have never read a book from South Tyrol and the politics that went down in there. I know that most people there do speak German, but I didn't know like all the details about how that came to be the way it is. So that was interesting. I also finished Hair Everywhere by Tulić. It's very short, it's like 100 pages. And for some reason I thought that it was going to be middle grade, but it's not. It's not middle grade. It's about a daughter that is struggling with her mom having cancer. And so I, for some reason, I thought the daughter was a child, but it's not. She's an adult. And I have to say, like, it was fine. I mean, again, messy family stuff. And I have read more, like, honest and, like, punchy things about family members having cancer. I read Tiamo not so long ago, and that's a lot more emotionally investing than this one was, so I was a little bit disappointed by this one, but it was very short and it was fine. And now I am reading Barcode by Krisztina Tóth, also in ebook, and that is an interesting one. It's short stories. I'm not the biggest fan of short stories, but Krisztina Tóth loves to play with language, and some of the wordplays are translated into English, and some obviously can't be translated into English, and there's a whole introduction explaining the ways in which some of these things fit and some of them don't. But I can see from the English translation how much of a wordplay there is within these books. It's not so much about the stories for me, but the language is quite interesting, and I can only imagine that in the original Hungarian it's even more interesting. So yeah, I am enjoying that one. I think it's also a good book. Short stories when I'm in a conference is good because there are lots of little pockets of time here and there that is not very long to read, like sit and read for a while, but it is enough to read like a short story here and a short story there. So that's working for me. And then the last book I have started and I'm currently reading is All That She Carried by Tiya Miles. And this is a historian's perspective on slavery, but it is very based on objects. So there is this woman, Rose, that had a daughter, Ashley, and they were slaves, and they were separated when Ashley was about 10 years old. And then Ruth, which is the granddaughter of Ashley, goes back trying to figure out the family story, and it is a lot about how slaves lived, which objects were valuable for them, which values had like extra personal emotional meaning, but also how they transfer stories from one to the other in objects, because that's often the only thing that they could do. Like if they were separated when Ashley was 10 years old, the mom was sure to give her these objects that will remind her of her, and that she was loved, even though obviously the situation was really hard. So it is really interesting perspective. I don't think I have read this kind of perspective before. Like I have read a lot about slavery, but not in this kind of perspective. So it is adding an extra dimension, and it is like the introduction is also super quotable. I really enjoyed that. So yeah, I'm really enjoying this. I was a little bit mad because during the flight, I had some grapes and they spill everywhere and there's juice everywhere. So the book was damaged here and it's like stained, and yeah, it's a bit damaged now, which is sad. But yeah, it's okay. I was planning to leave the book in Manchester once I finish it. I'm hoping I can finish it. I'm on page 130 and it's about 300 pages. So yeah, I think I can finish it, but we will see. And yeah, I was planning to leave it here. For a while I was thinking maybe I shouldn't because I'm really enjoying it, but yeah, luggage is very tight, so I think I'm going to, and the book is damaged anyway, so I will find some little free library or something to leave it on. But yeah, that's that's all for the moment. We have been going to a lot of football. It has been a very football heavy trip because my husband is a fan. But I think in the once the conference is finished, I also want to go to some Waterstones and libraries and stuff. The central library is very close by here, and it's very nice, and they have a lot of activities for kids, which is good for Alex. So I think we're going to be going there quite a bit. And there's the Chatham Library, which is like the oldest public library in the world, I think. And yeah, I have been in the Blackwells next to the university because that's where the conference is. But I would like to go to some other Waterstones, Paramount Books, that kind of thing. So we'll see when the conference is finished. If I have a little bit of time, I should have like 3.5 days before we have to go back. So I think there should be enough time. Yeah, that's the plan. I'm not sure I'm going to be able to update you again before I leave back to the Netherlands, but yeah, I'm enjoying. I'm enjoying the trip so far, and I'm enjoying what I'm reading. I'm reading quite a bit for some reason, so yeah. Having a nap, and so I thought I'd update you. It is Thursday now, and yesterday I finished Barcode by Krisztina and Tóth, and to be honest, it was a little bit repetitive by the end. Most of the stories were kind of doing the same thing, so yeah, that's my problem with short stories. But overall, like, I think the writing and stuff, and if you like the short stories, they were good. I also just finished Of That Shikar by Tiya Miles. It's Thursday now, Thursday afternoon. Conference is done. And yeah, I spent most of the afternoon reading this, and I finished it. And it is really good. I think that she is very empathetic for the people that were enslaved or unfree. She does give them a lot of humanity, basically, and it's also very accurate in her historical ways of knowing things. It seems like she does check registries, and she assumes like things based on data we have so far, and she bases most of the things on objects that exist. So I like that from this book, and it does give a lot of light to the everyday of being unfree rather than like the bigger picture and political picture. So I like that about this. So yeah, I finished all the books I was reading. I have started Young Queens again for the Women's Prize of Nonfiction. I think that one is not gonna be my favorite. It's quite chunky and it's about history. And in British history, everyone has the same names. Like there's already 2 Henrys and at least 1 or 2 Frances and Catherines and Annes, and everyone has the same name. But yeah, I'm liking the way it's narrated, so I'm hopeful. Also, in the afternoon today, we went to Waterstones and I got a copy of Orbital by Samantha Arby. It has been longlisted for the Booker Prize, and it sounds very interesting. I have been eyeing this for a while, because it was longlisted, and also one of the prompts for Shorter September was to read a new book that you just bought, and I think this is going to be perfect because it's less than 200 pages. So I saw it and I bought it, and I'm very excited about this. But yeah, that's my update. I'm reading Young Queens now. I'm not sure I will be able to finish it by the time we go back because it's like 500 pages. But I thought I would just start it because I want to read it, but it intimidates me. So better to like go straight into it. So yeah, that's the update. As I said, the conference is finished, so I think it's almost 7, so I think we're gonna go for dinner soon. And then tomorrow I think we're going to the Science Museum, and on Saturday we're going to the Chetham's library, which is like the oldest public library in the world or something. So I'm very excited for that. And then there is more, like, I think there is Man City, Man United game on Saturday. We're not going to the game, but we're watching it in a pub, so that should be fun as well. It has been a very football heavy trip, I think, but my husband has enjoyed that, so it's all good. And yeah, we're going back on Sunday, so just the last few days. Hello everyone, it's Monday morning, it's the 12th of August. We came back to the Netherlands last night. It was a trip. We were out all day, so Alex didn't have a nap, and then the flight was delayed and she was just not having it, so it was interesting. But we arrived home around 9:30, and then I had to rush the supermarket and do laundry and all of the things before I could fall asleep. But yeah, the last few days in Manchester we went to the Chang Library, which is the oldest public library in the English-speaking world, I think. That's what they claim. It's from like 1600s, I think. The building is from 1400s and the library collection is from 1600s, and they have like 500-year-old books and stuff, which is pretty cool. And then we also went to the Man City Stadium because we have done so many football things this year, this trip. But yeah, we enjoyed. And yeah, I read more of Young Queens. I think I have about 150 pages left, and I think it's good. It does highlight the agency or lack of agency of the queens and focus more on the queens themselves. But yeah, I'm not super interested in royal history, and everyone has the same names, so it's. I knew that this was not going to be exactly a book for me, and it's proving it, but it's a good book anyway. So yeah, I'm glad I'm reading it. But I will probably finish it today or tomorrow. Our parents are coming tomorrow, so we don't really have much of a break. And I want to reset a bit today, so like clean a bit and like inventory of things I might need to buy and go buy them. Um, and kind of like, yeah, just make sure that all the things that need to be done are done. Um, so I don't think how much time I will have to read, but I will for sure finish it next week. I'm just not gonna include it in this vlog because I'm exhausted, and vlogging is one of those things that adds to the mental load, and I just don't feel like I want to do it. But I hope you enjoyed this vlog of Manchester. I enjoyed my time in Manchester actually a lot more than I thought. It's not a city that is like super interesting for tourists. There's not a million of things to do, and the buildings in the city are a little bit of all over the place because some of them are really, really new, some of them are really old, and it's kind of like a weird mix. But I will have to say that I think Manchester is probably a very nice city to live in. It seems very friendly, and it also seems very accepting. There were things that I haven't seen before, like there were so many places that had gender neutral toilets. They had like separate sinks inside every cubicle. They had in the university, they had like a mother and children or parent and children wellness room, which I've never seen in a university before because I guess like babies and children are not supposed to be in the university, and that blew my mind. There was a lot of stuff regarding like I don't know, in the middle of the university there was like this student wellness point where you could go and ask questions, and if you had any issues and stuff, which is really nice. And all over the city, like there were so many gay flags, and everyone seemed to be super accepting of that. And also in terms of disabilities, I mean, I'm not disabled, so I cannot talk for that, but it seemed that it had a lot of facilities to help disabled people move around. The public transport was great. So yeah, it seemed like a super nice, livable city. And the people were also very friendly everywhere. So I did enjoy just being on a more low-key kind of tourism rather than like, let's go see old things. It was more of a, let's just enjoy the vibe of the city kind of thing, and I really enjoyed. So yeah, I'm really happy that we went. And I did read quite a lot, I think, because we were in a hotel room. Whenever Alex slept, we had to just be in a dark room. So I read a lot of ebooks, which is not something I normally do. So that was good. Yeah, let me know if you have been in Manchester, if you have read any of the things I have talked about and what you thought about them. And in the next video, bye!